Dear students, Jai Hind, welcome back and very good morning. As you all know, we have been continuing the revision of chapter number 2 and 3 together. In chapter number 2, we continued our revision in lecture number 1 for revision, okay? And at that time, we were able to solve some of the examples. Understood? No doubt we targeted at that time to solve only the difficult looking examples. Okay. Now, what actually we are doing today? In today's revision lecture, my target is I want to take some of the examples of chapter number 2, few example 4 to 5 examples uh, to just assure and complete the revision, and then we will shift to some revision of some of the topics of chapter number 3. Okay, so dear student, as far as today's revision session is concerned, understand, I'm not writing the title of the chapter that you all know very well. Understand, I'm just writing chapter 2, okay, and chapter 3, which we are continuing in revision, and today you are attending for that lecture number 2. Okay, that's of revision. Target is that as we have started the revision of chapter number 2, let us solve some of the examples of chapter 2. Okay, and then we will shift our attention to revision of some of the important methods of chapter number 3. That is also our target today. Okay. So, dear student, few examples were in our list which we have solved yesterday, and now some of the new examples which we want to target. In that, dear student, I first want to have a revision of two verbal problems. Okay, so let us write them. Okay, the first one, three verbal, because I have seen in WRTs many students have also made mistakes in solving some of the word problems of chapter number 2. That's why we are targeting it. Okay, so dear student, in today's session, sum number 1, okay, let me write. Okay, it is given that by what number, by what number minus 9 raised to the power of minus 1 should be, by what number minus 9 raised to minus 1 should be multiplied, should be multiplied so that, so that the product so that the product becomes becomes minus 12 raised to minus 1. Okay, this is the question. By what number minus 9 raised to minus 1 should be multiplied so that the product becomes minus 12 raised to minus 1. Now, dear student, you have to find the number which you don't know, and that particular number which you want to find, when multiplied with this, the result turns out to be minus 12 raised to minus 1. We don't know that number now. So, dear student, basic. First, you will write this way. Let required number be x. Okay. Let required number be x. And this number, when multiplied with this, the result turns out to be minus 12 raised to minus 1. So, how will I represent the data? Therefore, I will like to write this first. Minus 9 raised to minus 1 multiplied by x. So, see, dear student, by what number minus 9 raised to minus 1 should be multiplied so that the product becomes minus 12 raised to minus 1. Okay. Number is supposed minus 9 raised to minus 1 multiplied by x is equals to, what is the answer of the product? Minus 12 raised to minus 1. Okay. Now the next step is transferring this number there. So we got x equals to minus 12 raised to minus 1 upon minus 9 raised to minus 1. Okay. Now the next step, it is simply the check of your basics. The next step, what we shall do is equal to, because now it's a question of evaluating the term, let us make the power positive by reciprocalizing the base. So I get minus 1 upon 12 raised to 1. Okay. Here minus 1 upon 9 also raised to 1. So when raised to 1, simply it means you got minus 1 upon 12 upon minus 1 upon 9. Both minus cancel. As per the rule, 9 will multiply with 1. 9 1 ja 9, 12 with 1. So we got 9 upon 12. 3 3 ja, 3 4 ja. So your final answer is 3 upon 4. Okay. Just verify the example, and then we move for another such verbal problems. It's quite simple to understand. Just you have to suppose the number you want to find out, and accordingly just represent the term, and then a simple check of the basic calculations. Understood? Okay. Just write down or just verify, and then we move for one a few examples of this type we want to target. Okay. So that that will benefit you, right? Okay. One similar example, dear student, with minor variation of the data, we are doing it. Understood? With minor variation in the data. Okay. Example number 2. Here I am just erasing this and this. With minor variation in the data, we are trying to solve one another example. Okay. See, what is the example? By what number? Here a minor variation is there. Minus 1 upon 2 raised to the power minus 1 should be multiplied so that the product becomes 4 upon 7 raised to minus 1. Okay. You can consider it SLP. I will solve within short time, but you at least start processing this example. Understood? I am definitely solving for you. Understand? But before I start solving this example, you please start trying out this sum. Okay? And once I will solve the example here, you can just verify whether your answer is correct or not. Just now you just start processing the example, okay, by yourself. By what number? Minus 1 upon 2 raised to the power minus 1 should be multiplied so that the product becomes 4 upon 7 raised to minus 1. Okay, just try this out. Okay, let me write the start. You must have solved so far in your book already. You just need to verify, understand with the example I am solving here. Let required number be x. Okay. Now, when this particular number multiply with that gives the product. Okay. So, next statement of representing the data will be minus 1 upon 2 raised to minus 1 multiplied by x equal to 4 upon 7 raised to minus 1. Okay, is it clear? The next step, if you just want to follow the way we solved the previous example, just the question of transferring the term, so you will get x equal to 4 upon 7 raised to minus 1 upon minus 1 upon 2 raised to minus 1. Next step will be simply solving the exponent you got here, and for evaluation you know the rule, you have to make the power positive, and for that purpose reciprocalize the base 7 upon 4 raised to the power 1 upon minus 1 upon 2 raised to the power minus raised just a minute minus 2, as we have reciprocalized raised to the power 1. Next step, because the power 1, no question of evaluating 7 upon 4 upon minus 2. Now simply the check of basic, this 4 will multiply here. So you got overall minus 7 upon 4 into 2, that is 8. So dear student, you got the required number which is multiplied with the given number gives the product 4 upon 7 raised to minus 1 is this particular number minus 7 upon 8. Okay, right? The two examples, you just be watchful and verify whether you got correct answer by verification with the example I have solved here. You just need to verify yourself. Okay, right? Let us go for few another example. Okay, example number 3 we are targeting. Okay, let us erase this. Example number 3. This is the example. Okay, example number 3. By what number, by what number 15 raised to minus 1 should be, by what number 15 raised to minus 1 should be divided, should be divided so that the quotient, so that the quotient becomes, becomes minus 5 raised to minus 1. Read the question first. By what number 15 raised to minus 1 should be divided so that the quotient becomes minus 5 raised to minus 1. You can start before I start solving this example. Understand, to gain some confidence in such type of examples. So first you will like to utilize the statement let required, let required number be x. Now, dear student, with this number we have to divide 15 raised to minus 1. So you can write this way: 15 raised to minus 1 divided by x, so that the quotient becomes minus 5 raised to minus 1. Okay. Now it is quite clear from this that 15 raised to minus 1 divided means I can write x here definitely equal to minus 5 raised to minus 1. The next step, simple exchange of the term. So here, dear student, 15 raised to minus 1 upon minus 5 raised to minus 1 equals to x. Now it's a simple question of just making the power positive by taking inverse of this base. 1 upon 15 raised to 1 upon minus 1 upon 5 raised to 1 equal to x. Okay. Next step, 1 power, the term remains as it is. Now just a question of transferring the term. Overall minus sign will appear because it appeared in denominator 5 1 ja 5 15 here. So you will get like like this. Just a simple cancellation. Okay. So you got x equal to minus 1 upon 3. So we got the required number as minus 1 upon 3. Okay. We'd also like to do one another example of the same type like we have done two examples of multiplication. Another example also we'd like to do of the same type. Understood? Where also the data looking the similar but with a minor variation. Okay. You must have noticed with alert mind all the steps which are explained here. That will benefit you. Understand whenever you try to solve such verbal problems of this particular chapter. Understood? One more example we are targeting of the same type with minor variation in the sum. Okay. So what is that sum? We do not have to erase the whole data, just the question of substituting the two new terms in the given example. Okay. So this becomes example number 4 where we need to just erase these two data only. Okay, and the sum is, it's like this. By which number or by what number? By what number 1 upon 2 raised to the power minus 3 should be divided so that the quotient becomes 60 raised to minus 1. Okay, a question for you and just 2 to 3 minutes time for self query of the sum and SLP, self solution. Okay. Just verify and try to solve in the same way we have done the previous example, where also the data was by what numbers should be divided so that the quotient becomes 60 raised to minus 1 with little variation in the data. Otherwise, the example data wise remains the same. Just try to solve. Okay. By what number 1 upon 2 raised to minus 3 should be divided so that the quotient becomes 60 raised to minus 1. This is the question. Okay. Just verify and start solving it. Okay. Example number 4. Let me write. You just verify with this. Let required number be x. Now by this unknown number x, 1 upon 2 raised to minus 3 needs to be divided so that the quotient becomes 60 raised to minus 1. So the next step will carry like this: 1 upon 2 raised to minus 3 divided by x is equal to 60 raised to minus 1. Okay. The next step you may have done like this: 1 upon 2 raised to minus 3 upon x is equal to 60 raised to minus 1. Okay. Next step, it is just a question of exchanging the term. 1 upon 2 raised to minus 3 upon 60 raised to minus 1 equal to x. Please concentrate the way and the method and the steps we are doing in solving this example, because it might have happened that during the in regular lecture we may not be able to solve so many examples. Understand, there might be one or two solution and rest will be would have been the homework at that time. But here we are solving the similar looking examples all together so that it will strengthen your concept regarding such type of examples. Okay. Now it's a simple question of evaluation, and for that purpose power needs to be made positive, so base needs to be reciprocalized. 2 raised to 3 upon 1 upon 60 raised to 1 equal to x. Okay. The next step, 2 raised to 3 means 8 upon 1 upon 60 equals to x. The transfer of the term check of the basic fraction appeared in denominator, yes, then the denominator will multiply here. So 8 multiplied by 60 equal to x. So 480 equal to x. You got it? Just verify. Understood? You will come to know very easily if you just follow this, understand properly, and with alert mind that any such question which may appear in front of you, if you just stick to the basics of this, then you can solve any example. Understood? Just verify. Okay. One we have done of multiplication and one we have done of division, right? Two of division type so that it might struck in your mind. Okay, right? So some of the basic revision of such type of problems and few more examples. Understood? Now few examples which we are targeting. No doubt it is just only the check of your basics again. Okay. See, and as far as I can remember, somewhere we have also asked in WRT. Okay. This is the sum. If 2 in bracket 2 raised to 3x minus 1 plus 10 divided by 6, sorry, divided by 7 equal to 6, then x equal to dash. This is the question. And as far as I can remember, somewhere in WRTs of this chapter, we have asked such MCQ. Understand? Maybe at that time you may have just arbitrarily selected the option and might have got it correct, but ultimately you have to be very conscious. Understand, in such type of example, how to find the answer of x. See, dear student, first let us write the given data. 2 raised to 3x minus 1 plus 10, okay, divided by 7 equal to 6. This is the expression you are given and you have to solve it to find the value of x. Next step would be to transfer the term in division here. So you will like to write this way: plus 10 upon 7 equals to 6. Verify each and every step we are putting forward here. Understand? So that you may be able to solve such example very easily. Therefore, Now, dear student, cross multiplication. 2 raised to 3x minus 1 plus 10 equals to 7 into 6, 42. Simple cross multiplication. Next step, transfer 10 on either other side. So 2 raised to 3x minus 1 equals to 32. Now let us express this in power of 2. It will be 2 raised to 5 because the terms are equal and base are common. Power can be compared. 3x minus 1 equal to 5. Just transfer it. So 3x equal to 5 plus 1. 3x equal to 6. X equal to 6 upon 3. Therefore, x equal to 2. Okay. Just verify this and try to understand this. Okay. Is it clear? X equal to 2. That is our final answer. Just verify before we also go for few more example of this category with little variation. Okay. First you just verify this particular example. Then we'll go for one more examples of similar type. Understood? Right? Let us take one more example. See, dear student, the example which we are solving now, understood, is also very important. Right? Example number 6. Suppose it is given like this. If 8 raised to the power of x plus 1 equal to 4 raised to the power of x plus 3, then x equal to dash. First, just verify the example before I start solving it. See how it is, how the example is. If 8 raised to x plus 1 equals to 4 raised to the power of x plus 3, then what is the value of x? How can this example be solved? You just start thinking on this. What can we do? First, suppose I write the given data in first step as it is. Okay. 4 is 2 x plus 3. Now, dear student, now comes pure logic because you have to find the value of x. So, somewhere you have to equalize the power. But the basic lies here, power cannot be equalized until you have similar base on both the side of equal to sign. So what you can do is this. You can write both the number in common power of 2. Instead of 8, I can write 2 raised to 3 raised to x plus 1 as it is. Instead of 4, I can write 2 raised to 2 raised as it is. And now law of power at both the place. So 2 raised to 3 into x plus 1 equal to 2 raised to 2 into x plus 3. Now here just multiply 3x plus 3, 2 raised to 2x plus 6. In between equal to sign, the base are equal, power can be compared. 3x plus 3 equal to 2x plus 6. Just transfer the term. 3x minus 2x equal to 6 minus 3. So x equal to 3. See, dear student, how we have solved this particular example where you need to concentrate on similar base to be brought so that then and then you can compare power on both the sides of the equation. Understood? You cannot compare the power on both the side of the equation until you have similar base. That's the basic requirement. And for that purpose, you need to think to express both the number on equal to sign in, in the power of similar base. That is your target. Right? Okay. You must have noted down the example. Okay. Let us solve one more example. Okay. Is it clear? Right? Then let us solve one more example. Okay. Example number 7. Suppose it is given like this. Let us try to solve this. Okay. Suppose it is given in this way. Suppose I write this way. 3 raised to x plus 3 raised to x equals to 3 raised to x plus 3 raised to x equals to, suppose I have written, understood, 54. Okay, then x equal to dash. Dear student, very important example, understand, little difficult to understand and answer it. 3 raised to x plus 3 raised to x equals to 54. Then what is the value of x? Just try to understand what we are doing. See, student, both the term which you can visualize here, in between there is plus sign. Both the term have similar base, understand, similar power. See, base 3 power x. So when it happens that you will get many terms in between there is plus or minus sign, where base common, power common, you can add normally in algebraic way. Understand? This can be considered 1 plus 1, like you will like to write 2 times 3 raised to x equal to 54. Is it clear? Why I wrote 2 times 1 plus 1 2 times. Okay. Now let us transfer it. 54 upon 2 cancel. 27. So 3 raised to x equal to 27. Let us express 27 in the power of 3. So 3 raised to 3, base equal to sign, power can be compared. What is the answer? X equal to 3. So this way also there may be the variety of example can be designed to confuse you. Understand? But if you stick to the basics, you will be able to solve such example quite clearly. And mind one thing, dear student, as far as last two revision lectures were concerned, that lecture number 1 and lecture number 2, okay, our target was to take a revision of both the chapters together if possible. But in these two particular lectures, we were able to revise, took the revision of chapter number 2 completely, exponent, where we solved various varieties of example and some fewer new examples also, which you need to practice at home. Understand? And whatever verbal problems, understand, which many students found it difficult to solve. Understand, those example we have solved almost example of the textbook we have solved here, so that you can revise them thoroughly, and that will strengthen your basics. Understood? So dear student, lecture 1 and 2 of revision, where we could revise only chapter number 2. Chapter 3 will be in next lectures. Understand?